right, hello again. Welcome to the Malbeefance channel. This is episode 17 of our series replay of Strategic Command American Civil War. If you've been following along throughout the entire series, thank you very much. If you have not subscribed, I would appreciate it if you would do so, help grow the channel. Um, and I'm not making any money off of this. It's not monetized or anything like that. I really have no plans to do anything like that unless, something really amazing happens and this, takes off. I'm actually shocked out of my mind that the channel is as big as it is. The last time I looked, there were 63 subscribers, and that it does. It just blows my mind. I started doing this for fun. I had no intentions of turning this into a regular thing. I was just doing it for my own, you know, my own giggles. And but here we are. Um, so thank you very much, all of you that are finding this interesting and tuning in regularly. Again, thank you very much. And please, if you know anybody that likes this kind of content, by all means, go ahead and share the video with them. Ask them to go ahead and join in. Please feel free to drop comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, where you think I can improve. Please understand that my resources are limited, so these guys that have these really flashy, fantastic productions, I just don't have those programs. I don't have that kind of time between my regular job and all to be able to do stuff like that. So all of my stuff, all of my videos, they got to be pretty much raw. Um, so I got to work within that within those constraints. But if there's something that I might be able to do that help make these a little bit better, please, by all means, share your advice. Um, all right, so with that out of the way, moving right along, one of you have made the comment. Let me go ahead and move the map here. Um, one of you has made the comment about me getting more forces over here into the Western Theater in order to go ahead and just crush the Confederacy forces over here, take El Paso, and just end the campaign over here. And I can't, I cannot say that you're wrong with that opinion. It just I keep what's the term I want to use? I keep jumping back and forth, wavering on doing it. Okay, because what'll happen is I'll go ahead and I'll get stymied and I won't be able to move forward over here in the Western Theater, and then all of a sudden something will happen where I get an advantage and I think, okay, I don't need to send reinforcements because I finally got an advantage, and then that advantage dries up and we're back to a stalemate. So I've got the California column over here. Those three forces have helped out, in my opinion, immensely. I've been able to take back the Chino Mines, Santa Riles, um, Oya de Vaca, and we're getting ready to go ahead and push down to Cook Spring. We've managed to hold on to Fort Thorne. As I've mentioned several times in other episodes, I am used to being pushed all the way back to Fort Craig before I am able to stop the Confederacy. The fact that I've been able to hang on to Fort Thorne as long as I have is just shocking to me, and I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to be wishy-washy about the Western Theater for this game because I feel like we're making strides there. They're not great strides, but we are advancing in the Western Theater. I have a good feeling that we are going to win that. It's just a matter of time. So there's my strategy for the Western Theater right now. I know there's going to be people that disagree. That's okay. This particular playthrough, Western Theater, is not high on my priority list. Sorry. Okay, so let me go ahead and advance the turn, and let's see what we get. So now I'm not saying that the opinion is wrong. I'm not saying that the strategy to go ahead and put more reinforcements over there is wrong. I'm just saying that for this particular playthrough, that's not the strategy I'm going to be adopting unless something really bad happens over there. Okay, so War Department says we're up to 60% on something. I forgot to look and see what it was. Amphibious Warfare is now at level 4. That's going to give me some more Marines. There's our ledger for next turn. and the computer is calculating supplies for the Confederates' upcoming turn. Now, I've gotten a lot of strategy and tactics advice in the comment section. It's all been good stuff. Okay, um, my only my only negative comment to any of that advice is that I got to look at the strategic and tactical situation as it stands in the current playthrough and decide, do I want to do something or do I not want to do something based on that. And there goes, you saw that Confederate monitor come out. I had a feeling they might be spending money on getting some naval units. And now we got a small offensive here, pushing towards the Manassas River, and also over here pushing towards northern Shenandoah Valley. Okay, this looks like a pretty big push at Brandywine Station heading towards Warrington and the Manassas. So yeah, it's a good thing I started moving that cavalry brigade out of there. I kind of figured my forces on this side of the Mississippi, north of Memphis, were going to draw some attention. Okay, so there's the response that I was expecting down there in Tidewater. The computer is really trying to push through that opening in northern Virginia around Alexandria. The computer has always been good with that. In any of the strategic command games, the computer has always been absolutely insane about, ooh, look, there's a hole in the line. Let's see how much I can shove through it. And not always the greatest strategy. All right, pro-Confederate bandits cause disruption in Kentucky. Now, most of you already know the answer to the obvious question, why is that not such a great strategy? Because if you don't have the necessary forces behind the lines, backing them up to hold that opening open, then you wind up getting those forces cut off. Okay, there's our activity summary. And here are our reinforcements. So Video Toaster Division has been reconstituted. I'm going to put him back over here on the Eastern Theater. And that's where he was fighting before. I'm going to go ahead and put Nigel Quinn out here in the Eastern Theater also, with the idea that I'm going to be relieving the Ozark and Sierra Madre Mountain divisions. Okay, Paul Wallace Division is going to join General Grant, while Mario Alberto Division is going to join General Halleck. And so we've got another ironclad coming online. I don't want to put him too close to the convergence down here because I don't want him getting in the way, everybody else's way, because he's not going to be able to move for a turn. Oh crap, he's got to be upgraded. I should have put him in the port. Alright, my mistake. Okay, so before I do anything else, let's go ahead and look at naval forces. Handle that. Alright, so the Okatara can be reinforced. I'll have the Michigan gunboat go out onto the Mobile line. I think I got more than one that needs to resupply. Yep. So yeah, so I'll still have 3 gunboats blockading Mobile. Alright, so now down here off of Fort Jackson. Alright, so Powhatan pulls in for resupply. Now I think my guys here off of the Georgia and South Carolina coast, I think they're okay. Nope. So who's low? He's the lowest on supply, so we'll take him up there. I really need to take out Fort Pulaski. Once I handle that Confederate gunboat, hopefully this is the only one, then I'll go ahead and I'll try and use the monitors to take out Fort Pulaski, now that they've got upgraded weapons. Alright, I don't think we're going to sink him this turn. Oh, he can't even reach him. Do I want to try using the gunboats? Might not be the smartest move, but he's down to 4 points. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well at least I got him to retreat. So now I can go ahead and I can take that 6 supply. Oh, I shouldn't have sent him that far. Get him in there so he can resupply, or repair. Alright, that's going to take care of naval forces out in the Atlantic and the Gulf. Let me go ahead and reinforce him while I'm here. Upgrade those Marines. Alright, what's his strength? Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to take those odds. Alright, I'll bring him back one more hex, so that way he's under Butler's envelope. Or umbrella, excuse me. And the swamp is still a good defensive position, but behind the river was better. Alright. Yeah, let me go ahead and handle Northern Virginia now, before doing riverine operations. So, do I want to try and get that brigade again? Nope, we're going after this one. Nuts. Alright, he lives to fight another day. Bum. Ooh. 5 to 4 against an infantry corps. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was worth it. That was definitely worth it. Okay, some of these guys are a little exposed, so let me pull back to Warrington. Warrenton, there's no G in that word. Alright. So they're pushing me back from Harrisonburg. I don't want to leave him exposed like that. So here we go. This is why I have these guys sitting here, amongst other reasons. So we have this cavalry division trying to get up through here. Let's see. Alright, he didn't take any damage. Awesome. Alright, so let me go ahead, divert him, So as long as I can hold on to Leesburg and Beckley, I'm good. All right, so that's going to do it for Western Virginia. So let's move over to General Pope's Army of the Cumberland. All right, so I'm going to keep the cavalry staring at each other. Because, I mean, if these guys could make a run for Frankfort, they could go ahead and go up through Somerset, Danville, and go for Frankfort. I have the cavalry here to block in case they try something like that. All right, so I may be in a position to really rope these guys up. That that infantry corps that I saw down here. I don't know where they went. I was expecting an attack on Far S Division. I was expecting them to wipe Far S out. So luckily they didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and reinforce him. And I was hoping to move the corps up. So let's do this. All right, 2 to 4, 2 to 2. So that'd be grand total of 6, and then I could swap him out with Barwick's division, and they could do some damage to this unit. Get the artillery in place, and then defend that position. There they are. They're down in Springfield. Okay. All right, so reinforce at Bowling Green. Get Dino's division back up to strength. Now, the smart move would be to go ahead and have 15th Wisconsin fall back to Glasgow. I don't like paying for the same real estate twice, but I'm in a beautiful position to do a lot of damage to this portion of the army. All right, let's get that other, or maybe not. Hang on, I got one more guy. Oh, you bum. You retreated. All right, let me get him out of there. This is a little too exposed for my liking. All right, so now General Grant's forces. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. Herbert's division is exposed. They're on the wrong side of the river, so all right, not bad. 4 points for taking out the whole division. I can work with that. And have Stevens' division come up and take the line. Now, let's get some scouting done. Hello. So we got 2 generals over here. Retreat my damaged gunboats. As they got that brigade guarding the fort. It makes me wonder, did they repair the fort or not, if they've got that guy sitting there. Alright, I have got to get that cavalry brigade out of there. I don't want to lose him. Alright, so we'll build up a little bit more for Halleck, and we'll head down here. We'll take out this fort and try and get a pincer movement on Dresden there. Get Halleck coming from this way while Grant comes down from the north. So moving over to the Western Theater. Go ahead and finish upgrading Schroeder's division. And now I can get Chaffee's division heading down to the line. reinforce these guys. If I'm going to be going up against no less than 3 infantry divisions, I need to make sure my guys are at full strength, because they are outgunned. No, actually, I'm going to try and get him down there to scout out a little bit. Okay, so he's running low on supplies by being in P Ridge, and he's also in threat of being cut off by these 2 infantry divisions. So we're going to pull back. I'll stay close enough where I can keep an eye on P Ridge. So yeah, so unfortunately, the technology scare has caused me to surrender the initiative, and I do intend on getting it back. Alright, so I'll go ahead and I'll make a line, scout line there, keep an eye on anything coming this way. We're going to have 2 divisions down here soon, and then Halleck's got another division coming to help him out. So I've got a decent defensive position here in Missouri, between the Arkansas and the Mississippi rivers, as long as I'm not facing more Confederate forces than I think I already am. I've got Grant back on the march, back on the offensive, along with General Pope. So hopefully we'll be threatening Nashville here pretty soon. Oh, excuse me. I've got to get some more divisions here into Tidewater. Like I said, I don't want to expand this bridgehead. It's here just to siphon off forces, but I want to get regular infantry divisions in here so that I can pull out the Marines and have the Marines go after Wilmington. Alright, so let's get over... Oh, hang on a second, let me check Fort Washita. Did they attack? No, they didn't. Okay. Alright, so now over here in the far west, can I... Yep, I can reinforce him all the way. Excellent. Alright. So now I can start doing those pinching maneuvers again, hopefully here. Alright, so there is another cavalry division. Or, excuse me, that's a cavalry brigade. Sorry. Alright, so that doesn't change my plan. It just means that they've got better scouting range than I originally thought. I mean, I knew there was going to be at least 2 more units in here, so that cavalry brigade is 1, and then there's probably 1 more regiment out in here. At least that's my thought. Okay, so that's going to take care of operational movement and combat movement. So did we get anything? Yes, we did. Alright, so what do we want to do? Where do we want to spend the money? Well, what advanced? Logistics probably. No, because we had 50 points left over, so a 150 advanced. Something that was... Oh yeah, the amphibious warfare, that was it. Sorry, I forgot. Alright, so... Cavalry tactics, definitely. My cavalry people aren't doing so great, and that's probably why. Alright, so that puts me back to just 50 left over again. Get another infantry corps out there on the board. That leaves me with only 32 production points. That is going to do it for this turn. So let's go ahead and advance and see what we get. Alright, we're up to 11 production points for next turn. Computer is calculating supply. so it is planning and thinking. What are we going to do? All right, so they pulled the cavalry brigade back. And they pulled the corps back from Brandywine Station. So it looks like they may be falling back in the Western Theater. And that monitor did not go in for repairs. That was not a smart move. All right, so excellent, good, he retreated. Okay, good. I want the Confederate forces to attack over there in Kentucky. That way they can't withdraw. All right, so some heavy fighting over here in the Far West Theater. But it doesn't look like they were able to make much advance. No, they weren't. They didn't see him. They weren't expecting him. So pushes in Northern Virginia that didn't get very far. Oh, that brigade actually came across the river. That was daring. Might be ultimately fatal, but it was definitely daring. I'll give them full marks for that. All right, anything else? Unusual for the computer to leave one of its generals in sight distance. All right, French Marshal Foray seizes control of Alapa. So this is a continuation of the French attempts to establish an empire in Mexico. All right, pro-Confederate bandits in Kentucky. And there is our blockade report. And winter is setting in. I don't know if you guys heard the the wind sound effect. Okay, that was our summary, our activity summary. Unfortunately, I had clicked the button earlier and we slipped right through it. All right, so General Hancock is now joining the fray. Where do I want to deploy him? Where would he be most helpful? I do believe I need him in the Western Theater. All right, so as usual, let me go ahead and start with naval operations. Start down here in the Gulf. I might be able to use the gunboats to go after some of these forts, but it's really a minor consideration at the moment. It's more important for me to have these naval forces on blockade duty than to take out the forts. Strangling the Confederate economy is a higher priority. Sorry, trying to think of tactics at the same time I'm trying to narrate is sometimes causes me to have these pauses. I was hoping he would do 2 points of damage, but it didn't work because I didn't want him to retreat like he did. But we got him in the end. All right. All right, so I'm just going to bring him back so he can resupply real quick. Unfortunately, this gunboat's got to go back for repairs. I wonder if I can get them to repair in these forts only have a rating of 5, so I don't know if they're going to be able to repair them up to 10 points, but I'll pull them in there and see what happens. Okay, so Farragut Marines are running low on supplies, so I'm going to pull him back. Let me check. Yeah, I want to get him all the way back here. No, actually, I want to get him here. One of these 2 hexes. Alright. Okay, so moving on to Northern Virginia. I got a few units here I got to reinforce. And we've got to upgrade Nigel Quinn Division. Alright. So now I could upgrade Video Toaster to the Scouts, but I don't have to. So let me just go ahead and get him out on the line if I can. With winter, with the ground frozen, obviously movement has been reduced. So for the time being, I'm just going to put him here in Washington. Next turn, figure out if I want to go ahead and have him do an end around or have him come out here onto the main line. Oh, 2 to 7? Let's go ahead and do this. See if that helped any. Yep, 2 for 8. Let's see if we can't. No, he's not going to be able to finish him off. Well, he didn't do any damage at all, and now I've exposed him. That was not smart. Now, let me leave him there. Gives him at least 1 hex he can retreat if he has to. Let's see if we can reduce the threat a little by getting rid of Anderson's division. I wasn't able to take him out, but I did force him to retreat. He's got a lot of damage done to him now, too, so... Alright. Next up. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and attack. Might not be the wisest of moves, but I'm tired of the computer having the initiative. No, he can't catch him. That's alright. I can do this. So that way he's a little better protected. Alright, so we managed to push that division back. Now, the cavalry retreated. And now I got 2 brigades down here. So let's get that supply line open again. And that'll take care of Western Virginia. And now I can get 4th Corps into the fighting. Alright, 15th Wisconsin. Check and see if we still have anybody in Carthage. I think we do. Yeah. Yeah, if they can't see from there, then definitely there's somebody in Carthage, so I'm not going to move up on it. Instead, let's go ahead and get rid of this cavalry division, if possible. Alright, Toaster D for the outflank and kill. No, I'm not going to leave him exposed like that. But I can advance all these other guys. Two to 2, 2 to 1, 2 to 2. So it looks like a total of 5. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get him. No, he only did 1. He made up for it, though. He did 3, so now if he can do 3, bingo. Can he advance to Harpersville? Yes, he can. Alright, let me get Far S out of there so that he can reinforce. And now I can advance Dino. Actually, I want him to back up 15th Wisconsin. And that means Judy Kim can advance in between the two. And now we got a good defensive line against the infantry corps. And Pope can move up to Bowling Green. That'll help with his supply reach. Alright. So he needs to get upgraded. Reinforce him. Reinforce him. Anything I can do down here? He's already attacked. So let me get him out of there. Let's go after the headquarters. Whose is that? That's Polk. No, we didn't do any damage. No, still no damage. Alright, so the force is back in Cairo. Let's go ahead and get them upgraded if I have to. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to have this division go ahead and back up Grant. Now, what kind of damage can we do there? Just 3. Alright, so let me reinforce these guys before I advance them. Now, I'm going to have him on the other side of the river. Now, I am exposing him deliberately. I want them to go ahead and attack. Now, hopefully with him being on the other side of the river, that'll give him a chance. They're going to take damage if both of these divisions attack, and there's probably more divisions out here waiting to jump in. But I want them to attack the brigade, and hopefully the brigade will retreat into Hickman, and that way they don't attack the division. And the division will be at full strength to go ahead and attack against Dresden. So let me bring up the scouts, see if they see anything. Actually, he could go over and attack Polk, but his scouting mission is more important. Alright, I don't want to leave him out there too far. Alright, so 1 to 3. But he did 4 points of damage. Awesome. Can he finish him off? No. Bummer. Alright, and then that division, the Mario Alberto division, will come down here and support Halleck. So, unfortunately, he gets to fight another day. Alright. Over here in the Western Theater, looks like, yep. Oh, maybe not. I'm not going to let him get away. Not if I can help it. There we go. Alright, so Bates' division has been eliminated. Alright, we're getting some of that initiative back. Now, how far can Shaffey can make it to Marshfield? Alright. Now, how far? Now, they'd be outside of Freeman's range. Well, let's move Freeman. I mean, I've got Hancock coming down, so... I want to repair him, but I also need his scouting ability over this way. Alright, so Surter's division going to have a little bit of a hard time getting down here because of the weather conditions, winter conditions. Alright, so I've got them in Joplin, so they're going to be able to resupply. And I'm just going to leave these guys keeping an eye on things going on down here along the river. All right, so that's going to bring us to the far western theater. What kind of damage can we do, if any? Let's put him out there. All right, let me get him back so he can reinforce. Same thing with the cavalry. I know I'm leaving a wide gap right here, but I'm okay with it because of the supply situation. The Confederates are going to have a hard time supplying these units if they go ahead and they try to push through this opening. I mean, yeah, they could probably make it to Santa Rao, but they're going to wind up getting cut off again, just like that cavalry brigade that went up in there. All right, so I think that is going to about do it for operational movement and combat movement. So yeah, so this guy's out there. And you got what, 1, 2, 3 divisions, that corps back here in Culpeper. So, all right, back to the research. No, still only the 50 points. As usual, I'm going to try and get another corps out onto the board. I mean, they are the heavy hitters. So, I mean, I know I promised, divisions coming out into the game, I'd rename them. Hopefully, as turns go. Well, no, I can't get any more corps out on the board. I've got as many as I can get in the pipeline right now. So yeah, so the next turn we'll be having more divisions come out. All right. So that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know I mentioned it before. If you haven't already, leave a like, drop a comment, help grow the channel. Share this with somebody you think is going to enjoy this content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. There's one of the things that YouTubers say that I keep forgetting to say. So, all right, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.